Okay, so we're getting ready to hit Black Bear Pass and then come back on Imogene. 4Runners in the back there, you can't see it, with a Lexus GX. Rest of the crew is all Jeeps. One guy here on the very end from Arizona. The rest of the guys are from Denver. They're part of the 4Players Club, a LGBT friendly off-road club and based out of Denver. And the LX is Jay from Southern California. Alright, well, unfortunately for us today, the weather does not cooperate. We were part of a large event and we had dedicated days for dedicated trails, so we didn't have much flexibility as far as which days we did what. I signed up for Black Bear and Imogene on the first day, thinking to just get them over with. Unfortunately for me, it did rain this whole day on and off, as you'll see on the camera screen sometimes with the dots of water, and I had to move the camera into the cab. Which you'll see the windshield wipers quite frequently during this video. Apologize for that, but unfortunately Mother Nature did not agree with us during this trip, this first day. You will see a couple of rainbows, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, the first half of this trip to the summit is not that very technical. You have some slide off camera moments, I think, but nothing that you couldn't easily maneuver through with a four-wheel drive vehicle. But after that, that's when it gets tricky, and as you will see. So sit back and relax. Hope you enjoy the video. Alright, one thing you'll figure out real quick when you get to the top of these trails and these passes in Ouray is that the temperature drops very fast. Now up to this point it is a two-way road is my belief, but once you get to this point right here where you go around that little curve where this sign's at, it is a one-way, so you can't turn back, so make sure you want to go through. Alright, so this will be our first rainbow here on the left hand side of the screen. You can see some of it going over the Lexus top there. We'll get a better picture of it here in just a moment, but this to me was a sign from God saying it was safe to proceed. So pretty cool that we got to saw this trade off from the weather, but hey, you know, you only live once and something like this may never happen again. So I'll definitely be back to Black Bear Pass, so this won't be my last trip, whether it's in the 4Runner or a new Bronco or
before the big one, so you may have to do a couple point turn here or swing it wide.
Well, these two obstacles coming up here are the two most dangerous spots in the trail, in my opinion. These are very off camber, so you kind of have to zigzag. Go up high, cut hard driver, and once your front tires are over to the edge of the trail, then you cut hard passenger. This will bring your rear end about as symmetrical down the drop-offs as possible. This is to minimize the off camber. I'm sure most of you have seen the videos and the pictures of vehicles flipping on this trail. These are typically where it's done, right here, and then the one that's coming up. A couple 4Runners in the FJ here in the last year come to mind. So just be careful right here. Listen to your spotters. If you don't have spotters, I would suggest just going extremely slow. Don't jab your brakes, but try to go very slow. 4 low gear. Go high, cut hard left, and once your front tires are securely down towards the edge of the trail, then you would cut right. Same thing for the one coming up. I don't think this one's quite as bad as it, but video does not do these things justice. These are some pretty big drop-offs, so highly recommend you get a spotter if at all possible. So here's the second one. I want to show you guys this. You can see my buddy Jay and his Lexus, same suspension set up like a 4Runner. I don't think he has long travel, but I don't think he's stock either. Very nice rig. You can see right here, this shows how much the drop off is and how off camber this is. You notice this passenger rear tire almost comes up right there. Like I said, you have to kind of go high, cut a hard left, then once your front tires are towards the edge of the trail, then you cut hard right. Definitely want to get a spotter unless you're just a really good pro at this stuff and have done it multiple times. I would highly suggest getting a spotter. I can't stress that enough. This part right here is a part that somebody who's not paying attention or not taking the right line could really have a bad day.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. If I start feeling uneasy, I'll let one of y'all know.
Sounds good. Go ahead, Michael. Just watch that washout area right there. You should be fine getting around it. Nice and slow. Go driver. Good. Where I'm standing is a slick spot. Coming down up. Right in front of you. Ledge. Driver. Drop. There you go. Nice and easy all the way down from here. Good. Make sure you got room in your jeep. Good. Yeah, we do. Nice and slow. There you go. Coming down. Ledge. Good. Here's the slick spot. Nice and slow. More drop. All right. Front tire down.
Okay, right here is a part I'm sure most of you all have seen on other videos where people talk about no matter what you do, when your rear end hits it, it feels like it slings it out towards the passenger side. Freaks people out sometimes because of, it makes them feel like they're going to go off the edge. But it just, you'll be all right. Just take it slow and keep going. You'll be fine. well, here's another spot that can get a little anxious around. This one, you really have to hug the driver's side when you go around this bend. But you gotta be careful. There's some rocks that are poking out. I definitely feel sorry for anybody on your passenger seat at this point right here. This rock on the left, we just passed it. I looked down and I was literally like inches away, just trying to make sure I didn't go off the edge right there. So
Yeah, lay down. He ain't gonna do it, lady. He ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna do it, Joe. He don't look at what's going on out here.
Careful on that little washout area. Take your time. If you need to back up multiple times, that's okay. Don't worry. Second. Come forward. Come forward. Keep coming.
What are you doing? Hey, Dad, you want to see what's going on? Dad, you want to see what's going on, Dad?
The driver. Comment on the rock back here. Okay.
first switchback that you see most people talk about. This is the one that's probably the tightest. Definitely a 3, if not a 4-point turn right here. Something that happened here on my account with the rain, the backup and front cameras were not very reliable or not very visible, so I couldn't rely on them that much. And you'll notice here, there, boom, you see that shake? That's my back steel bumper smacking the boulder. So just be mindful of that. If you do have limited visibility, you know, be careful. It is a tight window, regardless of how far out you go. I know some people, you watch your videos, it doesn't like they go out far enough, and you think, oh, I could easily make up for that. But yeah, it's a pretty tight cover. So be careful, be patient, have somebody spot you if all possible. If it's a sunny day and you have front and rear cameras, you might can get by without a spotter, but don't be afraid to make that a 4 or maybe even a 5-point turn if you have a really long wheelbase vehicle.
Right there. Back up for me one more time.
It's take your time and just be careful. Don't do anything stupid, and you'll be fine on this.
Taylor, move up 2 Harley.
That's what those bumpers are for.
do you think, Whitten? Pretty epic, ain't it, buddy? And here is rainbow number 2. Well, one of the good advantages of driving Black Bear Pass during the rain, if there is any, is you'll notice there is larger streams and larger water flow. You can see on the mountain in the foreground, you can see the excessive rain draining off the hillside, which is pretty cool. It looks pretty neat. I'd much rather had the better weather for the video quality, but this was a pretty cool sight. You can see right around where this curve here, coming down this mountain, you can see the streams, or temporary streams of the runoff. It's very beautiful and very scenic. what does it do now? Alright, at this switch point it goes back to being a two-way road. It does go on out to the powerhouse / top of Bridalveil Falls, but that is blocked off, as you'll see with some cones up here, so don't plan on going out there.
Surprise me with a 392. If only.
Well, this is the conclusion of the Black Bear Pass video. Like I said before, fortunate and unfortunate for us, it did rain through the biggest part of it, but still definitely worth the trip. Some great memories here. Thanks to Taylor and Jacob from Endeavor Overland in the 4 Players Club and the California Gate Adventures for setting this event up, and more to come.